Good evening, everyone. I'm Tera Broaddrick here at RSBN. We have some super sad news. I hate to go live about this, but fashion designer Kate Spade has died at age 55 and is from suicide. Now, I was reading articles earlier, and apparently this is so terrible. She had tied a scarf to a doorknob, and that is how she committed suicide. And she did leave a note. Officials are not releasing what the note said yet, but she leaves behind a husband, Andy, of 24 years, and a daughter who is only 13 years old. Now, before I get started on this, I do want to show the suicide prevention line. You never know who is going through something. If you or anyone are having any thoughts, any doubts, anything, call this number. And I'm going to put this up several times throughout this broadcast because this is huge. Call this number. I'm going to tweet it out when I finish this broadcast. Call it. Everyone needs help. I feel like so many people are afraid to call and reach out. Everyone needs someone to talk to, and they can help you. And there's so many different websites. I mean, so many programs, anything. Everyone needs help every now and then, so do not be afraid to ask. And I just want to show a picture of her family. This is the husband and daughter that she left behind. That is so sad. And her daughter is only 13 years old. And actually, you know, a long time ago, a tour was going around of her apartment in New York, and I found it. Gorgeous apartment. Let's see if we can pull up some pictures. Oh, I don't want to go to that website. Gorgeous apartment. I know it's on East Side, I believe, Park Avenue. Let me see if I can find where her actual apartment was. But once again, nothing's being released about it yet. They found her this morning at 10:20 a.m. That would be Easter time because it was in New York, so 11:20 Central. Let me see if I can find her apartment. See, she's known for not only being a fashion designer, but obviously her apartment style. Here she is, for those of you that don't know what she looks like. And she was only 55 years old. I think that's not very clear. This says, with her clothing and accessories line, her newly expanded venture into home design, Kate Valentine, she was originally Kate Spade, has charmed the hearts of both fashion and home decor lovers alike. It goes without saying, we've always been curious as to know how the iconic designer chooses to decorate her own home. And so it's an Upper East Side apartment, and that is where she was found this morning. And I was reading articles, and I personally didn't know this. I'm a huge Kate Spade fan. She sold her last share of her business, the Kate Spade designer handbag business, back in 2006. And then she started a whole new line, which I literally didn't even know this. Let's see. I forgot what the name of it was. See, in 2016, Kate Spade is back with a new line and a new name. Why is this blurry? Let me see if I can get this to look a little bit better. Okay. It says, defrosting is the way Kate Valentine describes her absence from fashion. Yes, Valentine. I'm the designer formerly known as Kate Spade. Now, we'll stop right there. She started Kate Spade. It was in '93 when she got her big hit with the handbags, and that's how she got her fashion design start. But now she says, I am Kate Valentine, she tells me, clarifying the much-heralded name challenge she recently made. She points at her husband, who's sitting across from her at a long table in their Bryant Park studio. Andy Spade is her husband, had no interest in defrosting, she says. He went right into branding studio partners in Spade and sleepwear brand Sleepy Jones. I was loving my class mom duties. And there she is again. It says underneath it, that's Miss Valentine to you. So her official name's no longer Kate Spade. It was Kate Valentine, but that's how everyone knows her. And let's go back. Let's look at her family. It breaks my heart. Her daughter was 13, I believe. Frances Beatrix Spade. This is her daughter. And all this is about her her dying. This is so sad. So these are 5 facts you need to know about Kate Spade, and that is her husband. Kate Spade, the prominent fashion designer who tragically committed suicide, married with 1 child, and was the sister-in-law to Hollywood actor David Spade. I feel like we all know David Spade. Let's see him. He's really funny in a lot of movies. This, if I can show you, there he is. That's David Spade. That was her brother-in-law. Let's go back to this. News of Kate Spade's untimely death at age 55, of course, broke this morning that she hung herself with a scarf in her Manhattan apartment. Coach purchased her handbag company for more than $2 billion in 2017. And then who were the family members she left behind? Kate Spade was married since 2004. There they are. That is so cute. That's a more recent picture. That was her husband, Andy Spade, and Kate Spade attended the 2010 Whitney Gala and studio party at the Museum of American Art on October 26. Why can't I talk? October 26, 2010 in New York City. Who was Kate Spade's husband? His name is Andy Spade, and they've been married since 2004. Both Spades sold their stake in the company in 2006, and they launched a new venture selling handbags and shoes called Francis Valentine in 2016. The New York Times reports that Kate Spade, the husband, was at the scene when the housekeeper called 911. Andy Spade once worked as a copywriter for an advertising agency when the couple got their start. And of course, she left behind a young daughter. Her daughter was born in 2005, Frances Beatrix Spade. Kate took a near decade-long hiatus to raise her daughter before staging her comeback with the Francis Valentine brand that bears her daughter's first name. She told the site she wouldn't trade the time with her daughter in 1,000,000 years. This is funny. She said the 2017 article reported that Frances, then age 12, would sometimes ask why are there shoes with her mom's name in them. And of course, she was the sister-in-law of David Spade. According to TMZ, she and Andy met while attending Arizona State University and working at a clothing store. Together, they launched Kate Spade handbags in 1993, and it blossomed into a full-scale clothing and jewelry line. Kate and Andy got married in 94. She once worked in a motorcycle bar that Andy Spade would walk into, according to the New York Times. Spade's father owned a construction company. Although Kate Spade made her name with designer handbags, she came from a family in a very different business, construction. According to the New York Times, her father ran a family construction business. The company built roads and bridges in Kansas City, the Times reported. Kate Spade also grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, according to the Times. Kate and Andy Spade have a net worth of more than $200 million. She left her family a fortune, and they're estimated at $200 million. This is a very, 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 very sad situation. I just want to go over again. We're talking about Kate Spade. She committed suicide at age 55 in her apartment in Manhattan. She apparently tied a scarf to a doorknob, but nothing else has been released about it. She left a note. They're not releasing the details of the note yet. And I want to pull up one last time. Suicide prevention hotline here. Call this number. I'm going to reiterate this again. It is not a bad thing to call this number. It is not a bad thing to need help. Everyone needs help. Kate Spade, fashion icon, designer, married to Andy Spade, and obviously she was going through some deep issues to cause her to commit suicide, to leave behind a beautiful family, a husband of 24 years, and a daughter who is only 13 years old. Let's see if there's any more. I want to see if I can find any more details about this. It happened at 10:20 a.m. this morning, and that was East Coast time. It is now 1 o'clock Central, so that's 12. So it happened about an hour and a half ago. So a whole lot has not been released on it. Let me see if I can find anything else about her death, or if her husband has said anything. Let me see. Here is a great picture of her. If this ad would go away. She's found dead Tuesday morning. Let's see. She left a note, didn't comment what it was said. This is nothing new. She was born in Kansas City. Nothing new on that. Let me just put up a picture of her and see. Let's see real quick. Okay, so this is her and her husband. And I'm going to see if I can't find some more details on her. And again, I'm going to say this several times. Do not be afraid to call the suicide prevention hotline. Tell someone, or if you know of someone that's maybe struggling with something, if you are doubting the least bit, you can call the hotline for them. I'd rather someone be mad at you calling for them than for it to be too late and something happen. Okay, let's see if there's been updates on this. Okay, I'm not finding any more updates on it. They probably will not release any updates on cause of her death or of the letter until all the family's been notified and all of that. But once again, very, very sad situation. Kate Spade, 55, died from suicide in her Manhattan apartment, leaving behind a family and friends. And I just want one quick thing I want to show. When I typed in on Twitter, Kate Spade death, these are all the tweets. I just want to show them because people understand if you're going through something. Let's see. Okay, I love this tweet here. I'm not even sure who this girl is, but it's from Meg. It says, the death of Kate Spade is a very good reminder that just because someone seems to have it all does not mean that they do not fight battles behind closed doors. Always be kind. You never know what people are going through. Deeply saddened by the news of death of my favorite designer, Kate Spade, you will forever be missed. Once again, call the suicide prevention line. If you or anyone you know is going through anything, there's even websites. If you don't want to call, you don't have to call. You can even text a number. And let me find that real quick. I thought this was very, very neat. You can text a number if you don't want to call. Let me see. Right here it is. Text HOME to 741741 in the United States. You don't even have to call them. You can text them. Once again, be nice to everyone. You never know what they're going through. Kate Spade, literally worth $200 million. She was struggling with something and no one knew about it or else they could have prevented it. Please, please, please call this hotline if you or anyone you know is going through anything. And that's all I really have to say about the Kate Spade thing. I just want to thank everyone for watching, and if you like what we're doing here at RSBN, please feel free to donate. You can do that in YouTube, in the YouTube chat, or you can go to rsbnetwork.com/donate, or you can become a monthly donor at patreon.com/RSBN. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, I am Tera Broaddrick here at RSBN.